Yes, yes, yes. I'm talking about these things. If you saw it on Instagram, do not buy it. I am warning you right now. Why? Let's get into it. All right. Have you guys seen the famous emulators on Instagram, maybe on TikTok? It's a little ad you see like a Retro Pixel Pro or there's a bunch of them actually. If you see any of those, I'm warning you right now, don't buy them. I already got scammed. Let's get into it. I was actually doing a little bit of research because this was going to be the very first video on the channel, a little review over the emulator that I got. First of all, I had a great time with it, okay? I play Pokemon in it, play some old Crash Bandicoot games, Super Mario games. I'm having a blast on. I love the actual console, which is the R36S. What I don't love, just so I don't have to waste your guys' time. Oh, also, first video on the channel. If you guys want to help a guy out, hit the sub, hit the like. What I don't like, not to waste your time, is the fact that you can get this on Temu for like $40. You can get, I actually ordered the R40s on Amazon for 80 bucks just to kind of compare the two. We'll get into that later. I'll add that later. You can find it on Amazon, like I just said, for about 80. The newer one, 40, the 40s. You can get this on the website that I got it from. The original price that it says it's on there for is $300, oh, $299.99. And then you have a promo code or some kind of code that gets you down to the $150. So this thing, that the only difference, I'm assuming, we'll see once that other R40s gets here from Amazon, but let's be honest, guys, is the exact same thing as the other R36s that you would find on Temu or Amazon. That's my gripe with it. That's the reason I'm making this video. Originally, it was going to be a review, and it's still actually going to be a review. In the later portion of this video, I'm gonna compare the two, and then I'm gonna go over everything I love about this, because I do gotta say this console is great if you buy it for 80 bucks as it's meant to be sold for, not $150. Don't make my mistake. That's why we're making this video, making sure that nobody else falls for a little scam. We're also going to look at some other Instagram ads, because after I bought the Retro Pixel Pro V2, I've seen some other ads with the exact same R36S or R40S on Instagram. So we're going to go over a few of those, compare the prices, and then see what's going on. All right. So of course, when I go back on my Instagram, I can't find the other R36S consoles that were being sold, but it doesn't matter because I've got two websites here. These are both Retro Pixel, but they have the original website, which is where I went to, so I can show you guys exactly how much these things are going for over here. So if you come over here, look at the Pro V2, $299 down to $150. And then there's another website. So what I'm assuming is happening here is that these people are just not even touching the consoles at all. Maybe the Retro Pixel Pro people that put the little logo on the bottom are, but I'm assuming there's other Shopify sites that are just grabbing these things from AliExpress or Temu. I think they do the same thing too. And then just drop ship them to over here and exaggerate the price to get me, man. Just to get me. But like I was saying, it's these two websites, and then there was another one that I saw for sure. It's just not on the feed right now. You know, they wanted to change up my feed because they heard me talking about the Retro Pixel Pro. You know how those ads go. But with that being said, I really just wanted to show you guys how expensive these guys are selling these products for. You can really just get them on Temu for like 40 bucks. I think even cheaper than that. But if you don't want to trust any of those websites just because they're not domestic, you can get them on Amazon for a little bit more expensive, which is $80. But you should not be paying $150 for these consoles. They're not that expensive. Right after this, we're going to get into the R40s that I got from Amazon, compare them, and then do a whole review like I originally planned of the console, and tell you guys how much I like the console, because I actually do really love the console. This is just a bad experience that I had with these guys over here, you know. So I'll see you guys in the next part. That's like 2 days, 3 days for me, but for you guys, like 15 or 2 seconds. All right, it's been 3 days since, actually it's been 4 days. I was supposed to record last night, but I was streaming Black Myth Wukong. The R40s is here, so let's get to unpacking and finding out, or not finding out, proving what we already know, and that is that sorry, man, loud. The Retro Pixel is not worth $159 or whatever it is. Sadly, I don't have the packaging for the retro pixel anymore. I definitely put it away somewhere. I just don't know where I put it. I might have just put it in storage. So I have to, maybe we'll check over there. But if I could get this open, thing is like, for some reason this little tab part is not even like a tab. It's like glued on over there, so it's not. You just have to break it. It's not. Oh, it's like a whole thing. Okay, whatever. Don't really need this thing. I'll keep it together for. All right. This thing is done. Packaging comes like this. Hopefully this is a lot easier. Here we go. Just like the retro pixel, the R40 packaging is the same, which, I mean, not to say anything, but I don't know how much of this is even being changed before it gets to, when it gets to retro pixel and then being sent out to us. Here's a charger, USB-C. Put this to the side over here. It came in this like mesh bag, same as, actually this one's a little bit smaller than the retro pixel. So if you actually, oh no, the bottom is more round is the thing. So the bottom is more round. That's the only difference that I really feel. The screens are exactly the same. There's a nice cover that you can take off the R40s. And then if we turn both of them on, which the same buttons are going to be the same on both. Oh, look at that. R30. Does this need to be charged? Might need to be charged. All right, guys. So we're back. Sorry about that. Just had to charge both of them. But now that we have both of them on, first things first, on the R36S. Before we start anything, this is not a comparison of the two. This is more of a review of the R36S and these emulators in general. I do want to say that I really do enjoy playing them, and for the most part, they're pretty good. There are some games where it feels like it doesn't have the power to actually run the game. For example, on the R36, on Super Smash Bros, if you get to the Fox level, some of the assets, or I think honestly most of the assets, don't even load. Your character is going to be invisible and you won't be able to see the platform or the enemy character, which in that level would be Fox. So it's not really, I say that just because it's not a comparison of the two. This is more just to review the overall consoles and then show that you can find these way cheaper than you can find them on Retro Pixel. And they're not even selling the more modern ones. This is the R36 and this is the R40. So now in the R40, right off the rip, you can tell, I don't know if you guys can see on the top right corner, it tells you how many games you have. You have 30,000 games on this one and then 15,000 games. Again, not a comparison of the two, but only showing that you can, a little bit of a comparison, yeah. But you can find the R40s for way cheaper and it's way better. So to continue with the review, let's put the R36 just right in front of us right now. So the screen is great. It's huge compared to, let me pull over. If you want to play some of these old games on here, the original way, you're gonna have to play on something like this, and this screen just doesn't compare to this. It's not even backlit. Like if I got Pokemon Yellow on this thing right now, so if I turn this thing on, you're not gonna be able to see much. Like, can you guys even see that? Doesn't look like it. You can see a little bit, right? But over here, I mean, it's a little bit blurry because cameras and all that, but you can see everything. It's a 3.5-inch screen. It's backlit. The buttons feel nice. The buttons on the R40, I'm gonna admit, feel a lot better, but yeah, it's most likely just because it's a little bit newer. But to keep on with the review and just to go over everything, the buttons feel great. You have the Y and B for of course right there, your Nintendo 64 games. Then you have two analog sticks because you do have some PlayStation games that you're going to be able to play on this, and PSP, which you'll need two analogs for. And then at the bottom, you're going to have an audio jack, two USB-Cs, one OTG, and then one AC, or one DC, my bad. DC for charging, and then on the side you have the power and then reset button. This little thing right here, if you do buy one of these things, they're on both of them. If you do buy one of them, make sure not to hold the reset button down. It resets all of the game save files on here, so everything that you were playing will be deleted instantly. Then you have two SD cards. One is for the OS and then one is for the games. Then they're actually pretty flush on there, which is pretty good. I've seen online that sometimes some of these emulators are not made too well, so the SD card will kind of be sticking out. It's like it's the same model, guys. So I just really want to get the point across that you guys can buy this for so much cheaper. I got this one on Amazon, which honestly could still be a little bit too expensive. It was 80 bucks. You could find it on Temu for like 40 bucks. I've ordered stuff from Temu, so I would have rather just ordered it from Amazon because I knew that I would get most likely a better product. I have seen some emulators online that they are really bad, and sometimes they don't even work. But yeah, as far as the review goes, some buttons on the back on both of them, and then as far as the battery life, it takes about 1 to 2 hours if you're, let's say, at 0 to charge it all the way to 100. About an hour, I'd say. And then it lasts for about like 4, it says online 4 to 8 hours, but probably like about 4. I haven't tested it completely. I haven't like ran from 100% to 0 and seen how long it lasts me. I'm not gonna sit there and play for 4 hours, guys. I don't have that kind of time anymore. But it does last a good bit of time. I charge it like at night, and then I'm good throughout the day. If I'm taking it somewhere, I just kind of carry it around just in case I get bored at places. No. Also, there's a lot of games. There's 15,000 games on this, all the way from the Famicom all the way to the PlayStation. And one more thing I do want to say about this. So if we go into any game, just pick a game. Actually, no. Let's go into Pokemon, just so I can show you guys exactly what Pokemon game am I playing right now. So to load. Just if you guys haven't messed around with any emulators before, there is usually a problem with saving, because a lot of the old games you need either a memory card or some kind of maybe the game saves on its own cartridge. For example, the Game Boy games, they have a battery in there, so to be able to save your games. Trying to get this whatever Pokemon's on there. I don't know, it's just too bright. Hold on, actually I can turn the brightness down over here for you guys. Oh, not that low. All right, so now that we're here in Pokemon Emerald, just to show you guys, like I was saying, the emulators, there is a saving problem. It's just because how the old games were made. They didn't have, a lot of games didn't have a way for you to save directly to the game without having another external product to save on. So for example, PlayStation had the memory cards. Game Boy games had inside the cartridge there was a battery that you would save on. So for this emulator, you would actually, to save, you would press the select and start button, and then it would ask you to press again to quit, and then you would quit and then back out, and then your game would be saved. That's a save state. The only problem with that is on some of the games, for example Pokemon, you would want to save the regular way. Just for example, maybe saving to catch a legendary, you can't save this way, because then after, let's say you were to kill the legendary by accident, you would back out to the main menu, and then your game would be saved after the point you killed the legendary. So a little workaround for that would be saving the game before you face the legendary, and then if you happen to kill it, you would actually turn off the console instead of going back to the main menu. Another problem you might find, I know in Castlevania, one of the Castlevania games that I had on here, the saving wouldn't work because you were only allowed to save at certain points in the game, and because the saving in game didn't connect to anything, that game never actually saved when we went to the save point. And then if you use the save state, it didn't really matter because it just put you back in the game with the same amount of lives, and if you die in that game, you would be sent back to the beginning. So some of the games, the saving really kind of affects the gameplay in general and the gameplay loop, but for the most part, most of the games play fine, and the saving shouldn't be a problem. Something I did also notice is that on the R40s, it is a little bit better. This is why I suggest getting this instead of the R36 or the retro. You could get the R36, you probably find it way cheaper. Definitely don't get the retro pixel. About the R40s over here, it does play some games a little bit better. I know I tried out Super Mario 64 just to see how it played. It plays better than it does on the R36, that's for sure. The controls feel better, and the camera movement, and I'm pretty sure that everything loaded up better too. I was able to actually play. I tried to play on the R36. It just wasn't, it felt weird. The controls didn't feel like they matched up with what I was doing in the game. All right, guys, that's it for my review of both the R36 and the R40. It's more of a comparison, I guess. A little bit of a review. More to tell you guys not to get the retro pixel. Hopefully this is reaching me over here. Not to get the retro pixel, and just go look for the R40s or maybe the R36s on Temu or Amazon. I prefer Amazon. I feel like I trust them a little bit more. I know it's probably coming from the same place anyways, but I feel like Amazon probably checks the products to see if they're working. If you guys have had good experiences getting these from Temu, let me know down in the comments, so maybe clear up my thoughts about it, and then maybe give some advice to some other people that are trying to look for some consoles or some emulators that they want to buy, maybe some better options out there. All right, guys? Other than that, I still want to say I do enjoy playing it. If you guys want to get one, I do recommend buying one. Just buy one at a cheaper price, like 40 to 80 bucks. All right, guys? Guys, I got nothing else for you. Thank you guys for sticking around to the end of the video. If you guys like that video, make sure to hit the like button and then let me know down in the comments if you guys have ordered any of these consoles and let me know how they're doing. Other than that, I got nothing for you.